Hello, my loves. How is everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I missed you guys yesterday. So that's why we're here on Saturday, because y'all know we usually not here on Saturday. But I missed you guys yesterday because yesterday was a full moon and I was doing a lot of decompressing, a lot of um, emotional releasing and things of that nature. So I decided to come on today and talk about how to decompress and some of the messages that I got yesterday and also today talking to clients. Today I've been doing a lot of work. I've been shooting a lot of content. It's just been a lot going on this weekend. And as I've been going from one thing to the next, whether it's, helping students in the Rebirth Society, whether it's, recording for the podcast and helping my students individually, like my VIP students, like I've been doing a lot of work. And I found myself coming to a place of the more that I am in my purpose, the more that I feel like I am aligning or decompressing. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. I posted on TikTok. If you guys don't know, at my snack shop, you can find me on TikTok, Oshun Yinka at my snack shop on TikTok. You can find me on there as well. And I posted last night, how I felt, overwhelmed, or I felt exhausted because I feel like I'm constantly in a state of working mentally and spiritually, not the physical, but mentally and spiritually. I feel like I'm constantly trying to prove something to myself. So I got a lot of feedback in my comments where, other goddesses were saying the same thing. They've been going through this, and I love to see when my tribe is in alignment. I love to see us going through things together so that we can unpack things together and progress together. So that is what we're going to be talking about tonight. So if we're meeting for the first time, if you are new here, I am Oshun Yinka, the owner and creator of my snack shop, and I help women balance their hormones naturally in 90 days. But I am also a spiritual consultant. We talk about on this channel spirituality, we talk about divine feminine energy, and we talk about healing our womb trauma holistically. So if that's something that you are interested in, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss out on content like this. And make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you resonate with any of this information, or if you value any of this information. I would greatly appreciate it. So if you guys are new, if you are watching for the first time, make sure that y'all are dropping your names down in the comments so that I can address y'all properly throughout the live stream. I do feel led to pull some tarot cards throughout this live stream. So if I start to shuffle, I'm still just channeling as I'm shuffling, but I did feel the need to go get my cards before I started. So I will be pulling some cards. But I know that I'm on here super late. I did not necessarily an emergency meeting, but if you guys are in a Rebirth Society, we just did a training in there before I came on here. So, and I had to let my phone charge back up. So that's why we on here kind of late. But how you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. How's everybody feeling? How are y'all feeling? Where's y'all headspace? Where are your emotions? Where have they been since the year? Like, this is the first week. The first week is down. Like, tomorrow we start in week 2 of the year. Y'all see how fast this should be going. But how have y'all feeling like y'all that you conquered the first week of the year? How are y'all feeling right now? So like I said, I'm going to be channeling some messages and just working with spirit on how to get this message out. And again, I'm doing this based off of some of the messages that I got yesterday when I was doing my own reflecting, and based off of what I've been seeing in my comments on TikTok as far as women resonating with this energy. So yeah, let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling right now. How have you been feeling this week? I am curious to know, and I truly do care. So Let me know how you guys are feeling, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to decompress it, because I know, as if we're talking about womb healing, we're talking about healing womb trauma and things like that. As women, especially as Black women, we tend to hold a lot of our stress in our lower chakras, in our hips, in our lower back, in our womb space. And that's why we end up having so many vaginal ailments or have so much pain, back pain and things like that. It's not just because you got that epidural, girl, that don't help. But it's a lot of that is also stress to the body from stress of the world. So the intention of this video is to help you guys, or give you guys tips on how to not only practically decompress generally, but also specifically in this moment, in this season of transition that a lot of us are going through, how to handle the energy that's going on right now, how to decompress with the energy that's going on right now. And make sure that you guys share this video, share this live stream, so that we can get some more people in. I was going to go live on TikTok to get some people to come over, but I honestly just don't feel like it. So we just going to vibe out with whoever is here. And I appreciate whoever is here. Even if y'all ghost watching, I appreciate y'all as well. I got my smoke bowl going with some lavender and some orange oil and cloves. Some actual cloves, not clove oil, but cloves. I haven't shuffled these cards in so long. I'm working with the Modern Witch Tarot deck. I hate how this deck is, but it's so loose. Like, you hold it up right, it just slides out. But this is the deck that I'm working with. Also with, this is not what it comes in, but I'm also working with the Hoodoo Tarot deck as well. So I'll be shuffling from both of those. We got the Tower card. Typical. I'm still shuffling though. I'm not pulling any cards. I'm just seeing what comes out and see what Spirit tells me. I just heard forgiveness. This is specifically to a masculine energy. It's given like a father figure. Greetings, this week for me has been stressful. Thank you. How do you pronounce your name? Is that Lashada? Lashada? That's different. I like that. But make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. But you say you have been, this week has been challenging to you. It has been stressful. Stressful how? Let's talk about it. What's been going on? I just heard forgiveness though. So this could be somebody dealing with forgiving Lachada. Is that correct? That's beautiful. That's what I thought at first. But I was like, some people, you know, the CH be like the sh sound. So let me see. But yeah, let's talk about it. What's stressful, love? If you don't mind sharing. Okay, so Spirit is still on this father figure, or this masculine energy. It's not necessarily a father figure. It could also be someone who is just a mature person. So you could be dating somebody who's just a mature man. It doesn't necessarily have to be a father figure, but this is definitely somebody who has the role of taking care of you. or the role of, or they supposed to have had the role of being like nurturing to you, or there's a emotional attachment to it. It's not just a regular old guy. It's somebody who had a responsibility, and there's something that you should be forgiving them for. So it could be, I feel like it's some sense of disappointment. The death card is here. The Page of Wands. This person could have left you, either left you by yourself, or left you without fulfilling their obligations. Like you might have had an expectation for them and they did not, they left you before they fulfilled that expectation. This could also be someone who is grieving someone who lost, so they might not have even left you intentionally, but they ended up leaving you. But Spirit is saying to forgive. I don't know why I'm also getting someone who is dealing with somebody. Yeah, the Chariot is here as well. This might be somebody who chose to leave. Like, I don't know. This might be all scenarios, and again, this is for the collective, so take it as it resonates. But it could be someone who left for like, maybe they went to jail or something, or they might have transitioned, but they were like in a street life or something like that. So they may have been, you know, as a product of their environment, they might have ended up being a part of the system in that way. But there's the word is forgiveness. Even if it's not that deep, or that might not be the situation, it might not be like, you know, something that happened to them in that way. They could have just literally just chose to leave, or chose not to be there for you. But the word is forgiveness. I'm also feeling that this could be the masculine energy in someone. So if you had a maternal figure who was very masculine and wasn't nurturing to you as well, this might be towards them. But it's not like, I feel like that's a very few people, but that might be the same instance. The Eight of Cups. This is definitely something that is hard to walk away from. And even as I'm saying that, like, the fact that I just went to like touching on myself is like somebody missing out on a nurturing. Like, it's like you need a hug. You needed somebody to be there for you, comforting you. It's given like child abandonment. Like, that's the feeling of it. Like somebody who didn't have love, or somebody who's been looking for love and they can't forgive the people who were supposed to love them. But Spirit is like, you have to walk away from that. You have to. And the reason why Spirit is saying walk away from it is because you're looking at it as, I've invested so much into this. I don't want to walk away from it. I've tried so much to bring this relationship to life. I don't want to give up on it because I've been trying, and it's a little bit of progress, but it's still not enough progress for you to be whole. It's not enough progress for you to not be hurting yourself to make it stay. So Spirit is like, it's time to walk away. You've done what you had to do as far as sowing the seed, but you can't make anybody love you. You can't make anybody be there for you the way that you want them to be for you. So you have to let that go because it's hurting you to stay. Okay, so that's what we on tonight, which I kind of like. I already figured that this was going to be kind of a heavy reading, just because like that's why I felt called to give a reading anyways, because this is the emotions that I've been feeling. Like as far as like the collective, I had the Lover's card, but it was in reverse. So everything I just said as well, this could be hey love, how are you? I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking. This could be a relationship, like a romantic relationship. It also could be platonic. The Lover's card is not always romantic, but for the majority, it is a romantic relationship. But for some of you, it might be a long-term friendship. The Eight of Swords, the first thing that came to me was self-sabotage and not knowing your own strength, not knowing your own power. Spirit is saying you have the ropes around you. All you have to do is ooh. Spirit saying is all you have to do is exhale. So I'm getting the visual of, say you're meditating and you're breathing, right? When you inhale, you're supposed to be inflating your stomach, right? And as you exhale, you're literally compressing your stomach in to get all of the air out. Spirit is like, you're so full. All you have to do is breathe, and the ropes will loosen up and the ropes will drop. But you're still so full, and the things that you're so, or you're holding your breath. You like, you know the saying, like, hold your breath. Like, don't hold your breath. Like, as far as you telling somebody, like, wait on it. Like, you know, I'll get there when I get there, but don't hold your breath because you might die. It's like you're holding your breath with your stomach inflated, and Spirit is like, all you have to do is exhale. All you have to do is release it, and the shackles will fall. Even as I'm saying that, Spirit is saying to breathe. Breathe. I don't feel anxious. Usually when Spirit is saying to breathe, I feel like a sense of anxiety in my chest, but I don't feel anxious. I have the Ten of Pentacles here. This is, Spirit is like, Spirit is like, this is what your exhale is like, waiting to exhale. Like, once you exhale and you drop that guard, you drop those expectations, you drop that fear of missing out, everything you need is going to come full forward to you. This is your season to receive. I want you guys to really understand that the reason why it's, and that still goes around full circle with decompressing. So we're holding on to so much. We're holding on to the burdens of our family. We're holding on to the burdens of, you know, our relationships, and the fear of letting people down, the fear of not succeeding, the fear of, you know, leaving people that we truly love behind to sacrifice it for our purpose. That comes with a lot of anxiety. That comes with a lot of fear, because we fear the unknown. Naturally, as humans, we fear what we don't understand. We fear what we can't see. And that's where Spirit is using the word, I'm hearing the word faith. Like, that's where faith comes in. That's where you get to see God work a miracle in your life. Like, if Spirit is specifically saying, and I'm not saying this as far as like a religious standpoint, but I'm saying this as far as a literal standpoint. If you believe in whatever you believe in, if you believe in there being a higher power, if you believe in things being that happen miraculously that you cannot explain, Spirit is saying, if you do not leave room for me to work a miracle, then it won't happen. You're praying for a miracle, or you're praying for your situation to turn around, but if you do not leave room for me to work a miracle, how will the miracle ever be performed? If you feel like you have to know every single thing that's going to happen next, where is the room for me to perform a miracle in your life? If you just have to know everything that's going on, there has to be a level of faith. And the Ten of Pentacles came out again. This is definitely a season of Spirit testing your faith. The Four of Pentacles is here. This is still giving me that holding on tight to something, holding on tight to, and I just heard mentality. Some of you are holding on tight to a thought process. You're holding on tight to a belief system that no longer serves you. Um, and I can even resonate with that myself. As far as the last couple of months, there has been multiple, like over 10 times where something has, it's been instant, where I've had conversations with people and my entire perspective has changed off of that conversation. And these are things that I felt very strongly about, things that I have been adamant about for years. And Spirit has been bringing them to my attention, and I've been knowing, I've been open to not even combat them, but for the majority of them, I have changed my mind instantly. Spirit is saying there has to be room for you to grow. And with that being said, like what belief systems are you holding on so tightly to? What belief systems are you like, well, it has to be this, or it just doesn't make sense, or I believe so much in this. Like, I was recording a podcast earlier today, and my co-host asked, like, you know, what have you learned this week, or what's something that you learned this week? And I was just like, I just learned that I don't know shit. I don't know shit. Like, the more that you learn, the more that you know that you don't know anything. And someone who thinks that they know, I've never been somebody who think I know everything, but I feel like the things that I think I know, I feel like, you know, I'm strong in those mindsets. I think I'm very, you know, I know this because I've studied it. I think I know this. But it's a lot of things that over the last couple of months, Spirit is like, I need you to stay focused on the goal. If the goal is XYZ, this little mindset, it doesn't really matter. This little belief system, this little part that you are so adamant about, it doesn't really matter when we're looking at the grand scheme of things. Can you still get to the goal without having this thought process? Can you still be a six-figure earner without having to, you know, use your hands? Could you still do that in the tech industry, in the digital world? If all you know is using your hands, is it still possible for you to be open-minded, to be able to make millions not using your hands? If all you know is your brains and you're not physically, you don't have any other skill sets, are you able to be open and willing to other possibilities of making money? Like, and this is wherever it fits in your life. If you have this certain type of guy that you want, or a certain type of person that you're looking to date, if they don't meet that exact physical criteria, would you still be open if they, you know, still gave you, you know, peace of mind? They provided, they protected, they were kind, they were family oriented. If they still have all those other aspects, is them having children, is that big of a deal? What if they have children and they're very well with their child's mother? They have a great relationship. They're trustworthy. They're very open to communication. They communicate effectively. Is them having children that big of a deal? So it's been Spirit bringing these things full circle around. Like, are you open to change? Because as you are elevating, the reason why you feel so anxious, the reason why you feel so stressed, is because there is a fear of the future. That's all anxiety is you being apprehensive about something that you don't know is going to happen yet. That's all anxiety is. That's all fear is. So Spirit is saying, if I send you on this quest, you're on this quest already, but if I send you on this quest, do you trust me? Is there a level of faith that I can do what I need to do to get you to, do you trust me to get you where you said you want to go? Is there a level of trust there? Do you believe in what I said? Do you believe in that? Because if you do, why are we so confused? Why are we so hurt? Why are we struggling to forgive people? If I said forgive them because this is for your highest and greatest good, why are you still holding on to the hurt of, well, what if I forgive them and what could be, what's the worst thing that could happen if you forgive your abuser? What's the worst thing that could happen if you forgive your abuser, other than you being free of the burden of being a victim? You now get to be the victor. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You have the ability to change your narrative. I just saw a word. It started with the letter C, but I don't know what it was. It went away too quick. Spirit, what other messages do you have? I have the Knight of Cups. And this still goes back to what I just said. I'm focusing on your what's the bigger goal? What's the bigger goal? Like, what are we doing this for? What I just heard, get a reward for your pain. Sacrifices. I just heard chivalry. That was the word. Chivalry. What's that about? I got the Ace of Wands. There's it's a lot of anxiety toward someone making a new step. This could be you moving, literally moving, like relocating, somebody like changing their address. And this could also be someone like traveling, like it might not be a permanent address, but I see someone like traveling for work or traveling to do something different with their job. And there's a sense of fear going out there by themselves. It's like they're going far away from their support system or going far away from their family. And there's an anxiety behind that, like, is this the right thing to do? But the word is sacrifices. Spirit is asking you, are you obedient? Are you going to be obedient enough to do as I say versus doing what you feel is right? Like, are you going to do... Ooh, I need to use this card because I feel like there's some like ancestral talk that wants to come through. Not necessarily, I'm not channeling anyone specific ancestors, but I feel like there's some old soul coming through. Do it anyway. Yeah, I feel like somebody is struggling on whether to stay with their children, specifically staying with your children versus doing some... I don't want to consider it following your dreams, but it's literally being obedient to your purpose. It's not really following your dreams. So you're saying like, oh, should I follow my dreams or, not be at home with my children? Like, but Spirit is like, there's going to be sacrifices that you're going to have to make. If the road was supposed to be that easy, you would have been had it. But there has to be sacrifices made so that I know that you're going to trust me through this walk. Your children do not come before your purpose. I have the 9 of Sticks in reverse, which is the 9 of Wands in reverse. Somebody doesn't feel protected. This is definitely giving root chakra work. Somebody might be physically scared for their life, but I also feel like this is not you like a physical fear, but this is just like a spiritual protection. There's a lack of spiritual protection here, or you feel like you're not spiritually protected. I think someone feels like there is like a dark cloud over them, or they feel like somebody has hexed them, or somebody has put something ill in the universe for them. Get your protection work up. Definitely get your protection work up. Do some spiritual baths. Do some energy work to protect yourself physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I don't recommend ever walking around in fear. I'm not that type of spiritual advisor for you to like be fearful of anything. I don't give a damn about what spirits are out here. And this is me personally, but I'm somebody who, because I do so much spiritual work, because I make sure that I'm protected in a lot of ways, I don't walk outside fearful of anything negative happening to me or anybody doing anything or putting anything on me. I know for sure that I am protected, and if anything does happen to seep into my life or be able to trip me up in a whatever way, it was because I needed that lesson for it to help me on whatever my journey is. It wasn't because, such and such did anything to me. So some of you guys are causing your own hexing in your mind. Like, nobody's actually doing anything to you, because at the end of the day, people cannot like you all day long. That's literally anybody talking bad on you, period, could be a form of hexing or spell work. However, if you feed into that, that's what makes that actually magnify. It's not the fact that they're doing work against you. It's the fact that they're talking shit about you. You're believing that they're doing something against you, and that's what's creating that space in your mind. It's not that somebody is actually intentionally, like, got a little voodoo or something against you, or nothing like that. You're causing your own stress in your mind. But you wouldn't have to worry about that if you actually were spiritually protected. Are you saying your scriptures every day? Are you, saging every day? Are you going out with your certain anointing oils? Are you covering yourself? Are you meditating? Are you doing the work to not have to fear any other entities? Because every time you walk out the door, you have a chance of a negative energy attaching onto you, or somebody doing or saying something that's not conducive to your wellness. You can't walk around here being fearful of shit you can't control. But what you can control is how protected are you. The 9 of Knives. I got that again. We just had that. And them bones. So this is showing me that, this is telling me that there's definitely some negative energy around you. There are some people that are literally, I'm not saying that they're not wishing bad on you. I'm not saying that there are, and I don't even say bad as in like trying to harm you, but there might be some people around you who are praying against your success because of their comfort. So it's like, oh, if such and such gets this job, they're gonna move away, and I won't be able to use them. I won't be able to come over and get dinner anymore as easily or whatever. But they're doing it for their own selfish reasoning. It's not necessarily that they're trying to harm you, but you staying here is going to harm you because it's not in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. Some of you guys are being, you're seeing things clearly now. So if do not be surprised if some of your friends or people that you thought were friends, some of your family, people that you thought cared about you, if they are being exposed. I see a lot of people getting exposed in the next couple of months, like especially before, I want to say like the next at least 4 weeks, the next 3 to 4 weeks. I see a lot of people in your lives being exposed, as far as them saying that they care about you, saying that they love you, saying that they want what's best for you. A lot of them are not who they really say they are, and you're going to be able to see that. You're going to be able to see that even in your employment. And I don't know why spirits keep giving me, like, as far as people working, but even in your employment, some of you guys are going to see that this is not the place that you're supposed to be. This is not the place that you're supposed to be, and you're gonna start seeing that in the management in your job. Like, you're gonna start seeing people, like some shit just gonna start being weird. As far as like you seeing your eyes are being open, like it's like the veil is being lifted. I really think this is gonna be somebody who's really close to you too. That goes back to like the 8 of Cups. I really feel like these are some people that's going to be really close to you that are going to be exposed for not, like, spirit is clearing out house. Like, people that are not supposed to go with you on this next journey is like doing the last final sweep ups. Even if you have people that are coming back into your life, because Mercury is retrograde right now, so it's typical for exes to come back, old friends to come back and try to rekindle things. A lot of times, especially if you are doing some healing work, a lot of people see your growth. People see your light that's shining, and they want to get back in. They want to see, how they can fit back in, or if they still have access to you. And spirit is going to show you better than they can tell you, because they've already told you, and that's the reason why y'all kind of distant now. But spirit is going to show you who they really are. People are going to be exposed, especially I want to say, like, it's definitely showing up now, but definitely like mid-February, people are going to, like, once that Aquarius season start hitting in, people are going to start showing who they really are. Spirit is saying that this is a warning. Got the big house again. This is a warning. This is a warning. Everything has to go. Everything has to go. And the reason why Spirit is saying that this is a warning is because there are a lot of people who are going to look at this and they're still not going to get it. The more that you try to resist this, the more that you still try to make excuses for people whose Spirit has shown you that they're not supposed to be going with you on this journey, the more that you make excuses for them, the harder it's going to fall when it's time for them to come down, because Spirit has already shown you. And it's not too much talking that's left to be done. So Spirit is like, this is a warning to take heed to me showing you, so you don't have to get burnt with them. Take heed to the transition of letting them go. Go ahead and get yourself in the mindset, because you already know who it is. You already know who these people are. If you've already let them go and they're still around, or they're coming back around trying to act dressed up as if there's something new, or they're doing something different with their life, Spirit is like, I've already shown you who they were. I've already shown you. Don't let me have to show you again. Because this time, when they stab you in the back, you might bleed a little bit slower. You might have to, the bleed out, it might not be as slow as it was last time. So don't let nobody else bring you down. What other messages do you have for us? The Three of Knives. Exactly. Some of y'all have to learn y'all lessons in heartbreak, because y'all don't like to take heed. Like, some of y'all are so adamant about giving people chance after chance after chance, and then you're upset when you keep getting fucked over. But it's like, Spirit is like, I've told you, I've shown you a million times. You want your heart broken. You want your heart broken. You want to be sad. You want this. You're addicted to pain. That's why it keeps happening to you. You're addicted to pain. For some of you, you're learning the lesson. You're learning the lesson. You've already started your healing process, so you're not as. And I feel like the majority of you, this is a transition with the three of hearts here. I mean, the Three of Swords here. I feel like the majority of you, you're getting it, and you're just going through a grieving process of, okay, I get it now. Now I have to just figure out, how can I live without them? Figure out, what does my life look without them? For the majority of you, that's just where you are right now. It's like a grieving process. It's not necessarily you don't get it or you're trying it again, but it's like, okay, I get it, but it's okay to mourn the loss of a friend. It's okay to mourn the loss of a relationship that you expected to be, forever or whatever. That's okay. But don't go back to what's comfortable when you know that you've already outgrown it. For it's a very small percentage of you guys who you still might have to bump your head one more time. You still might have to. For the majority of you guys, it's a grieving process of actually accepting the fact that y'all can no longer be friends. Y'all can no longer date. Y'all can no longer, whatever. I can no longer work at this job or whatever. But it's a grieving process of you trying to detach from a grieving process of you trying to detach to an old way of thinking and an old environment that you are moving out of. I actually love that for you. I don't feel like this is like punishment. This doesn't feel like you being scolded or you being punished. Spirit is actually coming to you very comforting right now. Spirit is actually trying to bring people in your life to fill that void before you even get to a place of depression or a place of you feeling sad. Spirit is literally bringing people in your life to make this transition easy. This is not something that you should be feeling sad about. The more that you understand that this is just a journey, it's just a part of the season, the easier it is for other people to come into alignment that are actually supposed to be with you in this season. But I don't see this as punishment at all. And you shouldn't feel like that either. I have the Black Magician in reverse. So I feel like that this is someone who is not tapping into their power, or somebody who is being manipulated. You could be with the somebody that is around you is trying to manipulate you. And this could be them trying to manipulate you with love that's not really love. They're trying to dress it up as love, but they don't really fuck with you. And they're draining your power. Like they're taking your power away from you, because either they're trying to make it seem like it's given like a narcissist. It's given somebody who's trying to like make it seem like you're the problem. Like, oh, well, you started doing this and that's the reason why I do that. Like, you don't do what you used to do, or blah, blah, blah. But it's really them trying to victim blame you for their bullshit, when the reason why you changed is because they weren't giving you what they wanted. But it's just somebody trying to manipulate you. If there's somebody coming back into your life, this is not the person to indulge in. This person does not have good intentions for you. This person wants you to come down to their level. They have no intentions on growing up. They have no intentions on healing. They have no intentions on progressing. They want you to come down and humble yourself. They want you to, you might have heard them saying stuff like, oh, you think you're better than me now, or you think that you're this because of you, because you healing, or you think you're better because you're eating better. Like, it's them trying to like pretty much nitpick at you for doing the work, and they have no desire. They're not asking you like, oh, how did you do that? I'm curious. Like, they're literally trying to diminish you and your progress, and devalue your progression, and try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong for growing up. This person is very manipulative. I got Gullah Jack here. So I don't always look at the Hangman as a... most of the time, I don't look at the Hangman as a negative card. I look at the Hangman as spirit telling you to be still. I don't look at it as somebody who, and that still goes around full circle as far as like what I'm saying. Like, some of you guys feel like you're trapped, or you're confused, or you're not making progress. And spirit is like, it's okay to feel that way, but this noose is not tight around your neck. You still have room to move. You still have room to breathe. Like, you're safe. You're just in a place where you're not moving. You're in a place of enlightenment. You're in a place of don't go anywhere until you have been told what direction to go in, but you're not stuck. You're not going in the wrong direction, because you're being still. And it's okay to be still, to hear direction and to get clarity before you make your next move. But all of this is a perspective thing. Like, spirit is wanting you to challenge why you like the void space that you're in right now. Challenge why you feel like why are you attaching something negative to this emotion? Why are you attaching something negative to losing people who you know are not good for you? Why do you think that's a good thing instead of looking at it as a blessing? Why are you attaching losing a job that you didn't like anyway, that you were only there to make money? Why are you attaching that to something negative when you know that that's pushing you towards being an entrepreneur, or pushing you towards a job that's paying more, where you're doing something that you actually love? The perspective is what spirit wants you to look at right now. Why are you attaching negative things to things that are helping you to be better? That's something to journal out. There's something to ask yourself while you're journaling out. The Mother of Swords. Some of you guys are very protective. You're very defensive right now. And that's a good thing. It's a protective thing. It's giving this mama bear type of energy of, you have people around you, or you have even if it's not people, it could be your spirit team, but you have people around you, energy around you that wants to protect you, or that is protecting you. This is also somebody who is very, I'm feeling this is somebody who is very like kind of meek or shy or introverted, Spirit is telling you to speak up. Speak up and stop letting people walk over top of you. Start being more assertive with the things that you want. There is a very keen it's like a very clear message of working your magic and speaking life into what you want and going to get it. I just heard resilience. There is a sense or an energy of go and get what you want. Stop sitting around waiting for people to give you permission to live the life that you want. Nobody's ever going to tell you, hey, go be great, and actually want you to go be great. They want you to be good, but there's nobody that's around you who actually wants you to go and be great as far as what you deserve. Nobody wants that better than you want it. So who exactly are you waiting for to give you permission to walk in your purpose? Who are you waiting for to give you permission to take that leap of faith? You've already done the work. You've already done the emotional work, the spiritual work, the shadow work, which is also is always a ongoing thing as far as healing that never ends. We're all striving to be on a wellness journey, but nobody's ever completely healed. There's never a time where you healed every single thing that you had to go through, because as we experience life, we're going to get more traumas. We're going to get other heartaches and things like that. But you've done majority of the work for you to have the mindset of abundance, for you to know, hey, I've single-handedly brought myself up out of this. I single-handedly went and chose to get my healing. I went and done the work for me to not be poor. I've done the work to get financially literate. I've done the work to go to therapy and heal my childhood trauma. If you've done all of this work, what makes you think that it was all in vain? Do you really think all of that, with the knowledge that you know now, with the sacrifices that you've made, do you really think that Spirit's brought you this far to not protect the asset that you've become? That makes no sense. So go after what you want with full force. Like there is no limitations, not the sky, not nothing. There's no limitations other than you in your mind. Some of you just have not gotten to the place of being able to speak things and believe it. But that's literally as easy as it is. Like, do you truly believe that you're deserving of all of this? Like, what was your motive? What did you do all this healing for if you don't want? What did you do all this healing for if you didn't want to have a better life? If you didn't want a more free life? If you didn't want a life of ease? What was you doing the healing for? You could have stayed stagnant and miserable and sad where you were. But you chose to do the work because you knew it was something better out here. You knew that you deserved better. So why are you out here acting all timid as if you don't have the power to change the rest of your life? Go back and look at the last 60 days. Go back and look at the last 6 months, the last year, the last 2 years. Where have you come from? Where have you come from? What work have you constantly been doing to get you to where you are today? And give yourself an applause for getting this far. It did not kill you. And if you've made it this far, this little void period, this is just molding you and preparing you. It's like the final test, the final Spirit want to really know, like, are you really serious? Are you really ready for this? What you've been asking for? Are you really ready for a life of ease? And I know you guys are moving into this, because as a collective, I feel my tribe's energy, and I know you guys are manifesting things. I know you. I literally had I did a training right before I came on here with one of my students in the Rebirth Society, and we came on live and I was talking. She said she had, manifested this big deal. It hasn't even been like a month or two since she graduated from the course, since she took the Medicine Woman course, and she has this big opportunity to host a spot party. And well, she's not hosting it, but she's been invited to come, but she's doing a lot of services that's a couple $1,000s. So she was asking me, like, what should she be pricing it? But even that opportunity, she was like, I can't believe, like, I manifested this quick. I got other students, or clients, not students, but I have other clients who are coming through the process, and they like meeting the guys of their dreams and manifesting things like that, or manifesting jobs that are less work and more money. Like, they're manifesting things as a collective, and I see that with us as a collective tribe. So I know that you guys are not missing out on that energy as well. Like, I know that if you are watching this, that you are a part of this collective energy. I know that for sure. So you've been doing the work. This stuff is not happening to you just because you're in alignment with this content. You're not seeing this by mistake. You're not coming across this information just because, like, it's because you've been doing the work and you're trying to figure out how can I move forward, because in this very moment I don't feel like I'm prosperous. I don't feel like I'm doing that much. So am I doing the right thing? Am I moving forward? Am I progressing? That's what might you be asking yourself, but Spirit is saying yes. I didn't bring you this far to set you back. I didn't bring you this far to have you stumble. I didn't bring you this far to embarrass you. So don't start to quit on me now. You've done the hardest part. Just keep moving. You've done the hardest part. Just keep going. Keep trusting me. Have I not stood behind you all this time? Have I not gotten you to where you are today? Did I take you out? Did it kill you? If the answer is no, why stop now? We just have to learn how to breathe. Breathe through the process. Breathe through the process. You're not, it's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too early. You didn't miss anything. Breathe. What is the hurry? Breathe. What time is it, you guys? Okay. The time came up before I even touched it. All right. Any last messages for us? What do we need to know right now? I have the 3 of baskets. Yes. I love that for us. I love that for us. Like I said, a lot of us are coming into our power season. That's the term that I want to use. Our power season, meaning that you are coming into contact with people like longevity relationships. This could be friends, this could be business partners, this could be romantic, but a lot of us are coming into our power season where we are in alignment with people who are also doing the work. And we are now like you're now able to manifest the things that you've been asking for, because that person, that's the thing about manifestation. When it comes to people, it's hard to manifest people because they have to be doing the work too. So when it comes to like finding your soulmate and things like that, not only do you have to be doing the work, but that person has to be doing the work too. That's why it could take longer for some people or whatever, because that person has to be doing the work too. But a lot of us collectively are doing the work. A lot of us collectively are coming into alignment with the things that we've been asking for, because we're collectively in divine timing, coming together at the right moment, doing the right things and connecting on the right vibrations. So this is very much so. I'm surprised this is not, because I've been getting this in reverse all week. The 3 of baskets in reverse. And if you feel like the 3 of baskets in reverse, which is overindulging in things, so you could be overeating, over drinking, over, indulging in drugs or whatever you do, Spirit is saying to not do that. You need to have a sober mind, and you also need to be light on your feet. So having a sober mind, being clear so that you can make conscious decisions that are conducive to your wellness. But I love the fact that it's not in reverse right now. I love the fact that it's not in reverse. I got the Ace of Knives, which is, again, these are new beginnings. These are new beginnings, new heights, and it might seem scary, y'all. And I promise you, you're gonna look at this and laugh, especially with the Big Queen energy. You're gonna look at this and laugh 6 months from now. Like, I really was scared of this. Like, I really was like hesitant about this. Like, this is light work. A lot of you guys are coming into being master manifestors, meaning that you're able to speak things out and it comes to you easily and effortlessly within 2 or 3 weeks or less. Like, you're going to be able to just speak life, because you're going to master the vibration of gratitude and master the vibration of abundance. That's something that is you can sharpen that gift with just meditation and being grateful. So that's why Spirit is saying to like make sure that you have a sober mind and that you're not overindulging in food, like overeating and stuff like that, because I want you to be light on your feet so that I can elevate you. Just think of it as you being full and you got the itis or whatever, like it's not likely that you're floating. It's not likely that you'll be able to levitate. But spirit is like, I want you to lift you up, and I need you to be in your right mind, and I also need you to be free. And that free is not always physical, like you overeating. That free is also you having a soft heart. You not having a full heart, a heavy heart. We still under the full moon energy. So this is a time for you to be releasing, like, I've been saying this for the last few days, like, what are your fears? Be real with yourself and write down what are your fears, and break down those fears to the root cause of that fear. If you're afraid to move across the country, or if you're afraid to start this business, break that fear down to, is this fear really me afraid to move, or is this me being afraid to be by myself? Is this afraid of me being by myself, or is this afraid of me facing my shadow and seeing my inner child, and me really being able to address the traumas with me? Like, break down that fear all the way down to the root of it, and then release it. I challenge you guys to write that all out. Write it out. What are your fears? Go into depth about what are your fears. What are your fears, so you can decompress it with breath work. Decompress it with yoga. Y'all, I've been heavy on my yoga, and I was just telling one of my students, like, the other day I saw something about being inverted, how it relieves stress, how it stops headaches and things like that. Because I know for myself, when I overthink, I start to get headaches. So I've been doing I don't do it for a long time, but I do for like 2 minutes. The goal is like 3 minutes. But I haven't worked myself up to 3 minutes yet. But 2 minutes, when I get up, as soon as I get up, I get up and get it on my head. Like, that might not be feasible for everybody, but I literally get up and I get on top of my head. After I come down, then I start my yoga, and then I'll finish out my day, or start my day in that way. But that starts my day in a different angle, because I'm training myself for myself. But I'm training myself. The intention of me doing that is to train myself how to be uncomfortable, or how to train myself to go against the grain. That's the logic that I put behind me doing that. Of course, it has other physical benefits to it as well, but I'm training myself to be uncomfortable. I'm training myself to not go with gravity, or to not be pulled with everything else that's going on in the world. But how can I be contrast? How can I go against the grain? How can I be innovative and things like that? And it's helped me with that for the last 2 days. And I do it before I go to bed as well. So it's been helping me with that for the last couple of days. Actually breathing and decompressing everything. But yoga is definitely it. If you not into yoni steaming, I don't know where you at, but definitely getting into yoni steaming, because that is our lower chakras. That is a lot of these emotions come from root chakra and sacral chakra blockage, because your root chakra is your prosperity, your abundance, your safety. And then your sacral chakra is your creativity, your ability to be able to create different ideas and ways to be more abundant. But that actual sense of bringing it in, or feeling like you're worthy of certain things, it comes from that root chakra. So doing yoni steaming, doing yoga, root chakra, sacral chakra yoga, and meditating on the things that you are afraid of that's stopping you, so that you can unblock those blockages and decompress everything that you're holding on, and understanding that this is just a season. Just like every other season that you've been through, the sun is going to come out again. But don't rush the process. Sit with it. Stay in it and figure out what is it that I need to learn in this moment, so that you will be fully prepared and equipped for your next season. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I do appreciate you guys for sitting in here and, chilling with me tonight. I hope that this information was helpful for you guys. I just felt a need to come on and help you guys, sort through some thoughts, because I know I needed to do it for myself. So I hope that this information was helpful. If it was, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody else who may need it. But if you are not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click that that notification bell, because we do go live Monday through Friday, having conversations just like this. And I hope to see you guys in the next one.